Oh, here we go. Hey guys, happy Wednesday. It's Hump Day, January 9th, 2019. Can't believe it. Welcome to the TED Show, episode 295 with my beautiful friend, Mena Silviano. Say hi, Jenny.
Hi.
All right, so we want to know that you can hear us or see us because we want to talk about whipping childhood cancer today. And Jenny's got an amazing story that I don't want you to miss. So, I always worry about April's on. Hi, April. April's one of our sponsors this month. Hi, April. April's from Made to Be Green. She does cleaning, and it's all green cleaning, which is really cool. Marty's on. Hi, Marty. I haven't seen you in a while. Happy New Year. So give us a heart or a thumbs up and let us know you can hear us and see us. Jed Ziegler's on. Shauna LaFont. All right, so we have people on, but okay, so April can hear us. Hello, April. Thank you again for sponsoring and being part of the TED Show. All right, so you've got a great story. I'm super excited to have you on. We were laughing a lot before we came on board here. Hey, Bill Moore. But let's hear your story. Give us a little background on you.
Okay. Hello, guys. Thank you for joining in, and thank you for having me.
I'm excited to have you on here.
I am the president and founder of Whipping Childhood Cancer, and it was sent to me. My little girl at the age of 5 was diagnosed with leukemia, high-risk leukemia. She had 2.5 years of treatment, and when she went in remission, I just couldn't stay with my hands crossed. I had to do something. So we created a challenge. That was way back when the Ice Bucket Challenge was going on. Remember that?
Yes, the ALS one.
Yes.
I do.
So I thought, my news feeds was being blown away by the Ice Bucket Challenge. And I'm like, why isn't anybody doing anything for childhood cancer? We know it's one of the #1 killers of children in the world. And I didn't create a pie to the face. That was Robin Williams, but...
Listen, I've had that pie to the face, people.
We created that challenge. We figured the kids that are fighting cancer could help put the pie to the face, relieve some of their stress and their anxiety for what they're going through, and we did that. That being said, that month, that was September, is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. We raised over $80,000 nationally. Actually,
wow.
It went globally. We had people in Australia, people in the UK doing the challenge. When that was done and over with...
So the challenge was a pie in the face.
The challenge was do a pie in the face.
Okay, so somebody got to do the pie, which is definitely... Was it children? Was it children with cancer that got to do it? Or was it anybody who was frustrated?
Anybody that wanted to do the pie. The challenge was 46-7. The numbers are 46 kids are diagnosed with cancer per day. 7 lose the battle. So
per day?
Yes. So you could challenge 46 people and pay $7, or you can challenge 7 people and pay $46.
Nice.
So we did that, and we had a lot of nonprofits, like I said, nationally participating, and I was able to, a lot of phone conversations, a lot of calling. Eric is on.
Hi, Eric, and Happy New Year, Clay. What's up?
Anyways.
How did you, so tell me a little bit about, you had not, obviously your daughter had cancer. That's got to be just one of the most traumatic moments when you're told that diagnosis. So did you all go, you had a plan, or did you, I think that's what happens. So explain a little bit about the process. So you get diagnosed and immediately your world's turned upside down.
Yes, no plans, because that's like a thief in the middle of the night and came and literally robbed your child. Because if I'm from Costa Rica, and what I knew about cancer was that it kills everybody. So when I'm told my daughter has cancer, I'm thinking, oh my God, she's gonna be taken away from me. And yes, my world was turned upside down.
And you still have to be strong as a parent, because she has to go through, I'm on the board for Base Camp, and I love whipping childhood cancer. So big heart for this. I've seen it, I've watched it. And so you get the diagnosis and you're like, okay, I'm having my emotions, but I have to be strong for my child, because I have to help the child, especially a 5-year-old. First of all, you have to figure out how to explain that, how to even because you have to go through all the treatments. You have to explain what's coming up or what they're going through. So that must have been a challenge for you as well.
The challenge came later, but I'll tell you, while we were going through, yes, we have to prepare ourselves. One parent has to quit their job because you become the nurse, the doctor, the limo driver, the chef. You have to do everything for this child needs 24/7. And it was very difficult. She was getting ready to graduate pre-K, and I'm gonna get emotional because I remember looking at her and thinking, how do I ever explain that this thing that is happening to you can take your life? And you can't. You just you go with the flow, and it's like a horse with blinders, and you just go forward. And for 4 days, when I was in the hospital, I did not come out of the room. I stayed with my daughter through blood transfusions, through port placements. And when I came out in the halls and I saw other kids that had no hair, that there was one child that had lost his leg, I fell to the ground and I collapsed, and I was like, I don't belong here. This is not happening to me. And it was that impacting. And
Sure.
you know, after that, it becomes your new life. This is what I have
You've got
to do.
a new normal now.
Yes.
Oman-san, we were just talking
Hey,
about you.
Oman. Hola.
Hola. It becomes your new normal, and so you have to figure out how to transition through it, because at the end of the day, you're fighting for her life. You're fighting every day to make sure that everything you're doing is impacting a positive outcome.
Exactly. Now, the hardest part of the whole diagnosis and having a child that has fought cancer is later on when their friends pass away. So my daughter now is 11 years old. She's
Hallelujah.
healthy.
God
Yes.
bless.
She's 4.5 years in remission, and she has lost 14 friends. You and I together have not lost that many friends due to any illness. And so the question has arise that, you know, why me, mommy? Why haven't I died? Why am I here?
Well, sure, there's survivor's guilt, which
Yes.
people don't take.
Yes.
They don't realize that kids also have that.
Yes. And so, you know, you have to, every year you have to try to be a 5-year-old, a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, and try to talk to them in their language. And I told her, I said, you know what, right now, God needs you here. God needs you here to help me spread the word, to help me get people to wake up, because you know about childhood cancer when it happens to you. And that's wrong.
Right.
That is wrong.
Right.
You should know about it just like you know about any other illnesses. Why is childhood cancer left behind? I don't know.
Well, I think people are afraid to talk about anything. They don't even still like to say the word cancers, but then when you put it next to the word child or childhood, it becomes even scarier than the regular cancer, because you know that a child's going through this, and it's so hard to explain it as to why and what goes through it. As an adult, you're barely able to figure it out. Imagine as a child, you're going, why is this happening? I don't get it. And you remember a 5-year-old, think about a 5-year-old going through that. So yeah, I think the education part is critical. So how did you find the strength to get involved with Begin Whipping Childhood Cancer?
Well, the strength comes from your friends, your family. My mother is I love that woman. She's my angel. My brothers are amazing. I have an amazing family backing me up. We have a strong, tight bond, and they've always been supportive. So what do I do? Then the pie to the face comes. We pie a
How
lot
did
of
you
people.
get that? Like, were you like, what can I do to get this frustration out?
We had one event at the hospital, and you should have seen these kids. They were breaking noses.
I bet they were.
They want to get that frustration out, you know, and a 5-year-old can't tell you what you're feeling.
Well, they can't process
Yes,
that.
you
They don't
are-
even know how to deal with the emotional stuff that's going on, let alone the physical pain and discomfort that they're experiencing at that moment.
Exactly. You and I get cancer, we're going to say, hey, my head hurts, or I'm nauseous.
Right.
A child can't tell you those things, so we have to kind of guess. So we do the pie to the face, and I felt in my heart I needed to do something more. So we did the 501c3, and we became a nonprofit in Orlando.
I love it.
Currently, one of our biggest programs, well, we have the toy drive, which just passed. I know we are time. So let me just say that I had to rent a U-Haul to bring the toys to the hospital. That's how many toys we had.
Wow,
that's amazing. We collected thousands of toys. So that's one of the programs that we have, and that's another story.
So you bring the toys to the kids that are in the hospital.
Yes, we do, and that was my daughter's idea. 5 years old, in the hospital. Santa's not gonna come.
Who better to ask? Like, they have the real perspective of what the kids are thinking during all of that.
Yes.
And we can try, but we don't always know what they're feeling.
Exactly. In her head, there is no chimney, and Santa is not coming here.
Yeah.
So I promised her that I would do a toy drive. The first year we brought 1,000 toys. The second year 2,000.
Wow.
This was our 7th year, and like I said, we rented a new hall, and it was a beautiful thing. It is not like it used to be where you come and you kind of interact with the other patients because the security has become very tight. But it is beautiful.
You're still making a huge impact on the families too, and I think that people, obviously the focus, you want to get your child well, you want to get them through that hurdle, but everybody in the family is impacted. Every single person's impacted. You were talking about a parent has to give up a job. That is a reality, guys. That is a reality that they have to face.
Mommy.
Hi, Mommy. Oh, we were just talking about you, Mommy. I love it. But that is a reality. So people like Mommy have to be, they're impacted as well. Their world is turned upside down as well. And even though the focus is getting your daughter, getting your child well, there are still all of this rest of the world and life that you have to figure out how to maneuver through and get through, because you just can't give up. You can't crawl in a hole even though you want to sometimes. You have to keep moving forward.
That's right. You can. It's not one of those things that you can say, okay, I'm going to come back to it tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's 24/7,
right.
You know? So
your daughter's involved. I love this.
Yes.
Your daughter's involved in how the organization, some of the things that the organization is doing, and how you're impacting the kids and their families.
Yes.
Because she's been through it personally.
Yes. And she's older now. At the beginning, it was like, you have to go here, you have to go there. But now she's, like I said, the mayor, Buddy Dyer, kicks off our pie to the face. So he has a beautiful relationship with Kaylin. He knows KK is going to come the 1st of September, and he's going to give him a pie to the face. We have the commissioner, Tony Ortiz, who has been...
I love Tony Ortiz.
He's amazing.
Yes.
He has been amazing. And then, of course, Oman, who is part of our board of directors, he has been, I call him my golden goose egg.
Your golden goose egg?
Yes, he's my little huevito de oro.
And you also said that Terry Jones and Base Camp were incredibly helpful.
Yes, Terry has been like a mentor to me. Thank you, Terry. I know you're not on, but you know how much I love you, and I appreciate you always being present on my events, and I appreciate how you and your organization got me through with my KK, and you know that I love you guys. I love Base Camp.
Because we were talking about, when you came in, I'm like, gosh, I know I have seen you speak. And when we were talking about it, I am sure you spoke, and I think you all were there giving a testimony about how Base Camp had impacted you.
Yes, it was actually here.
That's right, so I was definitely here. What a wonderful thing that now you've taken that further and you're spreading it out more, because Base Camp can't be the only group that helps people who are dealing with the impact of childhood cancer. So how amazing that you're going out there and spreading the love and spreading the wealth.
And we unite, we are together, we help each other, Like I said, Terry has literally mentored me all the way through, and I still, every now and then, I text her, hey, what do I do here? What do I do there? It has been amazing. It's been an amazing relationship. It is kind of funny how you create so many friendships and relationships through something so negative as childhood cancer. So,
well, you all have to come together. There has to be this bond and this
Coalition.
ability to be there for each other.
Yes.
Because if you don't have a child who's had cancer, a grandchild, whatever it is, then you can come from a great place in your heart, but you still haven't felt it or are going through it. So how wonderful to have people who can put their arms around you and help you out. So let's talk about, you've got a big event coming up on January 27th?
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about that.
That's our biggest event of the year. It's a walk. It's at Lake Eola. So we have a small ceremony. We have booths. We have tents. We have fun events. We talk about childhood cancer. I have a couple of people, I have either a survivor speak, or usually Dr. Sutphin, one of our doctors from Arnold Palmer, talks about the importance. Our Commissioner Tony Ortiz will be there. He always gives us a proclamation.
I love it.
And we have Orlando Ballet is one of our sponsors. They put together a beautiful dance.
Yeah, talk about that, because you made me cry earlier.
It's beautiful. We know that 46 children are diagnosed with cancer per day, and 7 pass away. So 7 lose the battle. So I have a moment in at my event where we give honor to those that cannot be there. So I have 7 white doves. Orlando Ballet does their beautiful thing, their magic, and they release these white birds in memory of our children. That's a beautiful moment for everybody. Like I said, it's up and down, it's fun, but we have to come to reality that it does, sometimes cancer does end.
Well, and how lovely to honor their memory and honor the fact that that's going on, and we all want to reduce that number. Would it be nice if it was 0 instead of 7 per day?
Yes, so we do that. We have a video. I have a lot of local children that have passed, and the video shows every one of them with their diagnosis, how long were they here with us. It's a beautiful ceremony for them. And
so there's going to be music, right? So let's talk about that. So talk about, you've got some amazing people who are coming out, and you've got great stuff going on. And it's the 27th, which is a Sunday, and it's at the amphitheater. I'm pointing that way because that's actually where Lake
behind
Eola
that
is.
Building we
just can't see it right now. At the amphitheater at Lake Eola.
Yes, so we do that. We bring children that are fighters and survivors on stage, and we give them a medal. The medal symbolizes that they have run to the finish line for their life. So we honor them with that. We set them off and we go for a walk. It's a quick walk, Lake Eola, 1 mile. So we go for the walk. That's the walk. And then last year I had an honor guest, Tito Nieves. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's a salsa.
I have no rhythm, but I'm sure he's amazing.
World-renowned salsa singer. He was there. And the amphitheater holds 1,000 people. I usually get anywhere between 200 to 300 people. That's when he looked at that, and we have the potential to fill every seat on that theater. He said, I'm coming back next year and I am gonna sing.
Oh, that's
so
amazing.
He's gonna be able to, the last hour of the walk is going to be, he's gonna be there with an orchestra. The full orchestra will be there.
That's awesome.
That's the free part of the event. The event itself, because we have to raise funds. If we don't raise funds, then I cannot help these families, right?
That's correct. So that's one thing I want to point this out. She won't, but I will. People who are going through this, so she's doing this, she's been through it, Jenny's been through it, the sponsors know how passionate she is. She's not a Rockefeller, she's not somebody with $1 billion, so you have to support it. So I get frustrated sometimes when people are out there, you're trying to raise money, and they're like, well, what do you need money for? Well, those meals don't come free. Those things that they do don't come free. There's only so much that you can do out of pocket or go to the same people over and over again. We're a community that wants to support it, so support it. You can go out and experience some amazing things at this walk and with Tito Neves, the salsa dancer singer. But there has to be a cause because you have to raise money to do it.
So we do that. So we always put on I am on Eventbrite. So we always put that a minimum donation of $25. So you get water, you get your T-shirt. The T-shirt this year is beautiful.
I love it.
Every year is different. And you get to enjoy an event and learn about it. It is awareness. It is raising funds. It is, if you can only donate $1 and you want to go and all you have in your pocket is $1, then donate the $1. You know what I mean?
That's a great point.
It is about...
Don't get caught up in the 25.
Yes.
I encourage you to give more. But if you don't have 25, you have to... You just donate anything. Anything.
We'll have raffles. We have a couple of food trucks coming.
Nice.
You know, it's gonna be a beautiful family event. It's on a Sunday. It's in the afternoon. My walks are usually in the early morning, and people don't want to get up early. So this time, it's gonna be on a Sunday. We'll kick off at around 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Perfect.
And the way the weather has been going, I think is gonna hold up beautifully.
It's been so gorgeous.
Yeah, it has. So I really honestly encourage to come, and I'm still looking for sponsors. So if there is anyone that wants to sponsor, I'm open.
How do they reach you?
They can call me at...
and we're going to share all of those numbers, I promise.
Well, you can email me at whippingchildhoodcancer@gmail.com, or you can call our number at 407-476-8215, and we can, we can
We're going
write
to
it
post
in.
that, sure. All right, so tell me, one thing, how has what you have been through, forming the charity, doing the 501c3, what you went through with Caitlin?
Caitlin, yes.
Okay. How has that changed you as far as how you interact with people in general? Has it changed your perspective on people, on business, on friendships, on relationships? What has that done for you?
Well, it has opened a whole new world. I guess nobody signs up for this route, but destiny took me this route. Most of my life revolves around childhood cancer. The average impact financially on a family that has a child with cancer is $40,000 out of pocket.
Wow.
So there are families that, they have a good job, they're okay, but there are families that make $40,000 together.
Right.
So let's think about that. That's where we created our program, the travel grant, where the money that we're raising on this walk is what comes in and helps families with the tolls, with the gas, with the stops at McDonald's. We were talking about the cravings.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? So
I think it's funny.
I had somebody. I want you to talk about that. I had somebody. It was a unique discussion. We were talking about base camp and just talking about childhood cancer in general, and they were not happy with the fact that base camp was at the end of chemo. Giving them a party of pizza or cake or cookies or whatever it is that they wanted, because their perspective was the dietitian would never agree to that, and their dietitian friend had said that's not good, so they wouldn't support base camp or anything to do with childhood cancer because of it. So tell your story. By the way, I said that was wrong. Tell your story, your actual real personal story about this.
My personal story was, here I have a 5-year-old. At this point, she has no hair, and she's a little voice in the back seat of my car saying, now, let me just rewind. Chemotherapy and steroids go together. The steroids push the chemo to do its job. So both are hand in hand, cousins, brother, sister, whatever. My daughter was in her steroid pulse, and we're driving home from the hospital. She had just had a lumbar puncture and started her steroids, and she's sitting in the back of the seat of the car going, I want wings. And I'm like, okay, I want wings. And I'm like, okay, Mommy, I want chicken wings now. And I'm driving on 408, and I'm looking around, and I see Hooters.
God
so
bless you.
guess where I went? I went to Hooters with my 5-year-old, and she had 50 wings.
God bless her.
And cravings are crazy. You give in. My daughter ate ramen noodle soup. My daughter ate canned mushrooms. They have weird cravings. And yes, at the end of their journey, when they've been deprived, there has been times where they can't even eat because their body won't even accept anything. You will give them a chocolate cake.
Give them what they
want. Let me tell you something. Sometimes cancer does not kill the patient. It's the therapy that hurts the patient and causes the death. So you don't know when something is gonna go wrong. You are faithful to that. Exactly.
Don't deny them. Just because you want to be a good nutritionist, okay, come on, let it go.
Yes.
This child just went through chemo and God knows what else, and they're going through stuff in their body that nobody should have to go through.
We have time. Once chemo's over, we have time to rearrange their eating habits, to teach them again. You also have to remember, eggs tasted really good at 3, but after chemo, they didn't taste good anymore.
Right.
They have a metal taste. They taste yucky. Spaghetti is no longer good. Chemo changes your taste buds. So you just want your child to eat something.
Right.
You know, so after therapy, after they're done, we have time to discuss and reteach our children as they were when they were toddlers, how to eat peas. If we have to hide the veggies in milkshakes, then we hide them.
But it's like, I just want to encourage the people that think that, lighten up. Just lighten up. You have not been through it. You don't know as a parent or a loved one. And I promise you that one cake or 2 pieces of pizza or whatever, 50 wings, they're already going through enough. And I think to gift them what they want, is a small token of what we could do for them. Yes. All right, so we're going to share all of Jenny's contact information, the information about the event for Whipping Childhood Cancer on January 27th. We're going to share her website, her phone number, if you want to reach out to her, sponsorship, all of that once we share the show. Any parting words of wisdom for them, anything you want to share with them before we head out?
Just help me spread the word. Once I had a child that was a perfectly healthy child. She's healthy now, but she did have cancer, and it happens to anyone. Nobody is immune from cancer. We all have that, and it affects, number 1, our American people, number 2, our Hispanics. It affects those 2 ethnicities are very highly impacted, and we need to unite. We need to join forces. We need to spread the word. Awareness means $1. $1 means funding. You know, we know how much the government gives to childhood cancer. The National Cancer Society gives 4% to the children.
Wow.
4%. I always throw 4 pennies on the table and tell people, is your child worth 4 pennies?
Oh, that's good.
Right?
That's powerful.
So help me raise all those numbers. Help me lower the statistics of death. Help me spread the word, and come to my event. Come to Whipping Childhood Cancer. I have amazing ladies behind me. I have amazing people that are helping me, and I thank you for having me here.
You're a blessing. It was a great show, and I think you gave them the perspective. We don't know what we don't know, so don't judge somebody if you haven't been on their journey. Let's help her out. Let's help all the kids out and the families out. We need more organizations like Whipping Childhood Cancer for sure. So you've been a joy to have on, Jenny.
Thank you.
And thank you guys. And we'll respond, and again, we'll share all the contact information. We love you. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.